Okay then. So it is rather lovely. But we are here, a stationeer on the moon. And our task, we have been tasked by ASTRA, or the Advanced Space Tourism and Recreation Association, to build a hotel in this lovely spot in this little valley here. We've been tasked to make a hotel. This hotel has some requirements that need to be met. First of all, you can't have a hotel without rooms. So you must have at least 10 rooms, with one being a luxury suite. The rooms must also have individual climate control. Get my bearings on what I'm doing here. Take that off for our construction supplies. So, as well as having individual climate control, we want fully pressurized corridors, so you don't need to have a suit to get between the different facilities. As well as having the climate control in the suites, we want warm water showers, not just water at whatever temperature it comes out at. Because yeah, people want to have a nice hot shower. After you've had your shower, you might want to go for a spot to eat. So we need a fully stocked and automated restaurant. So I doubt space tourists will want to be chewing on bonus cereal bars for the entirety of their stay. And during their stay, they want something to do. So we need a pool and a recreational area. So possibly like gardens or a gym or something along those lines. Something to do. And then lastly, which is probably also firstly, we need a runway with a pressurized hangar. Because how are the people getting here? They can't just be teleported. That would be ridiculous. Teleportation. What a silly notion. Right. Well, let's first of all take all our supplies off of the lander here. Don't have to worry about them flying off into the ether. Although our pod door seemed to have found itself flying a bit too far. I think, yes, we've got a fuel tank up there. Yep. Jetpack. Stop you there. Right. So, I feel like building off the hotel off of one of these ridge lines is going to make for spectacular view. I mean that we get the best vantage point of the entire valley here. Of course, we could build it up in the very crux of the valley there. I think for that we need to see what our build grid is like. So, yeah, that's what I thought. Because our build grid is very much on a skew to the valley. But I feel like if we come up this direction, because now our build grid sort of lines up with the ridge line. But you can see what I mean about the giving a panoramic view. That's nice. So, from up top there, I think it's going to be at least the start of our hotel. I feel like I want to bring it further out and bring the rooms both up and down as a sort of large tower. So that each room can have a view of like the 270-degree view across the valley. And it's just got dark. Okay. Give some lights to see where we're stepping. I don't know how well compression is doing on this feed here. Okay. We're given 45 frames. Okay. Five by 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. 1, 5. There we go. No, that's 5 by 6. I can count. You don't become a stationeer tasked by Astra to build a hotel if you're not able to count. Okay, right. So what we're doing here is just building a basic base of operations, so we can gather resources, build up our own survival gear, and produce the best possible hotel for the company. So, let's get out our welding torch. Epilepsy warning. Very flashy, very bright lights, in very much darkness. I'm just doing these ones as a singular. Because they are going to be on outside. Okie dokie. Walls, walls, walls. Window. Let's have do that, then out some more. Oh, ran out of walls. Do, 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 do. Don't think we're going to have enough sheets of iron for this. Okay, so that is encapsulation. And now 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 6, 8, 32, 30, yeah, we 37, and that doesn't finish the roof. So we are going to be down some iron plates. I'm going to pop those down for the moment. I know that we need them for something else. This thing. And what this thing is our printer lathe. Some of the iron sheets for that. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19. We need 19 plates. We need that one in a minute. I'm so glad my character is mostly ambidextrous. Unlike myself, who is just a bit cack-handed. You know what? I feel like doing something interesting here. I'm wondering if I can do that. Have it outside, but then when it outputs, it puts it close enough to the wall that it ends up inside. We'll have to see. Speaking of seeing, we don't need the light on now, so let's save our power. Never mind. Let's come this way. I want to come into the corner there. Oh, it's going to go back off again. Let's see. At the moment, I am just sort of preemptively doing a lot of my wiring because it's something that I because I basically know where I want everything to go for the moment. So it comes quite a simple point of just throwing everything in. Now cables need to find electrical. More cable. Okie dokie. Oh, don't. Solar panel there. We should be able to. What? This is basically setting ourselves up for the future as well. For that doesn't need to be a plus, but that's fine. Still uses up the same amount of wire.
Critical.
There's our hydration warning. Oops. No, that is upside down. We need one of these. Not quite. Then most is going to be in there. Mm. Ding, ding. closed because we're not going to touch it. Because that is for this one. That one, those ones. We need all the rest of them really, but this stage. Don't need to do anything fancy. So. Excuse me. And then you and you. Let's get the light on preemptively. You're going to go there, and you're going to go there. See what I mean by knowing where everything wants to go? Just as a preemptive thing for like the airlock and starting off with the solar panel. Right. You want to come up and ooh, long boy. And vent there. Right. About now is the time where we want to bring everything in before we make things even more difficult. We've got 5% left on our hydration. I know the beeping's getting a bit annoying. Stick that in there. Okay. So. Plastic sheets. Unable to force open it, it's currently powered. Let's just open it. Because we don't have it powered by the console yet. And let's see, we can probably use a few of these to start filling in our windows here. Got 4. 16, that's fine. Oh no, wait, they don't have any iron in them yet. That's no good. Right. Iron. need to swap our belts here. We need to go on a little mining trip. And, well, we could probably grab ores from down in the valley here. Don't want to be disturbing the natural landscape. So, we need to go a little further afield. Got 35% left on our personal battery. So much oxide there, but we can't use it. Can't pick it up. I know later on we can get the terrain manipulator and like fill in any holes that we might make. But rather, for now, keep the landscape as pristine as when we arrived. But once as we're over the bridge on the other side now, does not matter. We can make holes to our heart's content. And also, I mean, you may notice that my ores are stacking to 100 rather than 50. That's because I have a mod on that allows them to stack higher. Because 50 is just annoying. To myself, that is. And there we are, we got base down there. There's a crater. We don't need any of the ice there at the moment. Iron, copper, and gold. Collect a whole bunch load of iron because we want to sort of impress Astra. But we've also got sort of not so much deadline, but we want to do it within a reasonable amount of time. So that they can get like tourists and people in as soon as they possibly can. Because although they haven't spent a lot on this venture, by just sending me and a couple and my few materials, they do want their return on investment. That down there. Do need to find some gold. There's our last little piece of puzzle. You got some there. So we didn't get a full stack from that vein of gold, but... dear. Didn't get a full stack from that vein of gold, but we've got plenty enough for the moment anyway. I was about to get scared that we'd got ourselves lost. Thankfully, we still have the lander docked at our, not so much docked, but landed next to our starter base. So all I need to do is get out my data pad and put in my tracker cards, and we should be able to find ourselves again. But either way, my keen sense of direction has led us back home. Just going to ignore the times I got lost on the simulated practice runs. Ah, yes. And now's the time to test our arc furnace. There's me forgetting the name. Test our arc furnace, see if it spits the ingot inside. If it does, fantastic. We don't need to fiddle around with doing any of that. Whilst we are here, survival, where's our electrical? Solid generator, portable generator, gas canister. Yeah, don't want that. What we can do, throw that down. Thing is, we've not got... Do we have a... There's a spare battery somewhere. Ah, here we are. So we got the portable scrubber. There's 2 filters and the spare battery. So what I can do...
Power critical.
Not do that. Stick that in there. That's not going to get a lot. However... Ah! It has dropped the ingot inside. So... Yeah. It is gained 1%. No matter, it's fine. We can... we can do this. We have the energy at the moment to be a bit more... a bit excessive with what we can do. 2, 1... Got 10 sheets, which actually isn't enough. Do need some more, but let's sort ourselves out first with these. 7. There we are. I'm just going to go onto the top of these. Turn that off. Let's actually land on some stable footing. There we go. And all we should need to do is wherever our glass has gone, I'll put it away. Fantastic. And we have enough of that. Hoorah. Pop that in and close it. Going to try and use what power we've got left to smelt the copper. Because if we briefly take a look in here for the electronics printer, yeah, we need the iron, gold and copper. And that does take quite a long time, a lot of power to make, so I think for the first couple of days, this has been rather productive. And see you guys next time.